What is up, winning team? I don't know what to say to you all, but I need to say something. All I will say is just brace yourselves. I'm going to upload I'm going to try to upload the 6 videos I recorded yesterday, because it's I literally look insane. This is the thing. This is one of the reasons I hate being here, because I've been thinking a lot about how people come across, and how if the way you deliver your information, people are so sensitive, and it's sometimes the information just needs to be delivered the way it needs to be delivered. You know what I mean? It's like Jesus flipping the tables in the temple. It was such a preposterous thing for these people to be doing. Him coming in and being like, guys, can we just stop? You know what I mean? Or imagine if God was instead, if anybody hurts one of these children or these little ones, we'll just give them a slap on the wrist and tell them that it's not appropriate to touch children. It's sometimes there needs to be, this is the biggest struggle I've been having, because I feel like a dragon, right, that has enough fire, just wants to roar enough fire to literally consume the entire earth. But everything has to be so prim and proper. So anyways, yesterday I decided to throw all that out the window. And you could tell from my videos, because I've just gone there, right? But I'm I don't regret the things I've said, but I'm just looking at it and I'm I just know how the world is. It's just oh, she's crazy, she's lost her mind. You know what I mean? It reminds me of when Kanye West says things that people find to be extreme, right? All of a sudden it's oh, maybe Kanye wasn't so crazy after all. Maybe that girl, the one who was they're eating humans. What's her name? I can't remember. The one who was found in Mexico. And she comes out. I don't know if she was found in Mexico. She was just that she was Mexican. And she's they're eating babies. And she's hysterically crying about it. And it's just sometimes, this is why I just think everything is so pointless. Sometimes it's just not the vibe. It's not the moment to be so well polished. Sometimes you need to get actually even in the Bible, right? When what's his name? When Esther's uncle, is it Mordecai? When he found out about that Haman had convinced the king, we need to kill all of his people, all of God's people. These people, they would shave their heads and tear their clothes off as part of mourning. You know what I mean? So I just feel such deep despair, but also deep despair and heartbreak on behalf of everybody, and such deep anger towards the people orchestrating this stuff. And it just sucks. One of the things that sucks, that's why I'm doing this video now, to let you guys know what's coming. I'm literally going to upload the videos. I'm going to publish them. I'm turning my phone on Do Not Disturb for 48 hours. I'm not speaking to a single soul. It's the weekend. It's Saturday. I'm not working this weekend. Literally, I'm going out now to buy a few bits. And I'm just going to say to hell with it. All the videos are going up. It's so crazy how much, other humans' existence really affects my ability to do things. And I never really realized that, but it's something I'm consistently realizing. Do I take the risk? Another new freaking McDonald's thing. Are you kidding me? The Philly cheese stack or whatever. Anyway, do I just, because it's almost this is the thing that sucks, you guys. It's almost I could never truly fulfill the full potential of what God has in store for me in this life unless I remain pretty isolated. That's what I've been thinking and realizing. Unless I remain pretty isolated, I just feel as soon as you have people in your life and yada yada yada, it compromises everything, because now you don't want to hurt people's feelings. So the last few days I've been feeling a bit bad because I'm being such a rubbish friend, right? But it's just as soon as I talk with people, right, I just start to feel this feeling, which, I'm on two sides. On the one hand, I almost wish I had more social anxiety. On the other hand, I almost just I don't know if I'll ever be able to just say everything I really have to say, because I just don't think I can, and I just can't, and it's not even that I can't. I think it's not beneficial. I think it's disadvantageous, is that word? To do that, because people need to wake up. Somebody needs to get serious. Somebody needs to care. Someone needs to do something. We need to see some power, and we need to see something, which we're just not seeing. And so, and unfortunately for me, not only have I got to deal with all of this stuff, right, when I'm just trying to do the one thing I care about, which is talk to you guys, and whatever. This month, very unfortunately, I'm going to have to it's confirmed that I'm going to have to be in a direct confrontations with some of these so-called leaders I'm not a fan of, that I mentioned. Oh gosh, and it's you gotta be kidding me. This is just gonna be I'm gonna need to spend a week of just deep breaths, time out in nature, to be able to handle the amount of annoyance and both energy it's gonna take for me to get through these interactions, because it's gonna be me up against the giants, as for freaking always, little old me going back and forth with literal leadership in the church and whatnot. And the spiritual energy of it is so heavy, because it's just, it's funny, because the way I see it, and again, Lord, I'm not going to pray, Lord, humble me, because I've been humbled enough, actually. I'm Lord, give me confidence, give me self-esteem, because I feel such a waste and such just damaged goods and just useless at the moment. And I just can't get control over myself. But I feel we both feel uncomfortable. It's always like this, so you both feel uncomfortable. This is what I'm dealing with Christian folks. But low-key, no offense, I feel they're the deluded one, because they're looking at me we're feeling uncomfortable because she's working with the devil. And I'm we're both feeling uncomfortable. Not because and I don't believe it's because they're working with the devil, by the way. Simply that, oh my gosh, if they're doing Hercules in London, are they doing Hercules in London? I should tell my friend. She should audition. What the heck? Why not? She's already doing Hercules now. Anyway, I need to check if they're doing that. Low key, I'll actually hit her up and listen, come to England, audition for Hercules. You got it. Anyway, so what was I saying? I don't feel they're necessarily intentionally working for the devil. I just think that when certain sins and certain things go unchecked, eventually you're just helping the devil. You might not be doing it intentionally. That's how I see my job. I'm not intentionally going to work, right? Working with all these kids thinking, oh yes, yay, let's support Satan, right? But what happens is when I do go to work, right, it's his system. So I might not be scoring the goal, but I'm giving the assist. Do you know what I mean? I'm handing him the assist. I'm giving him the assist. So that's how I feel and some of these people and these pastors in particular really don't because I'm just you guys are just protected, because they're a protection. It's if you're really going to ask me what I have to say, you people protecting predators. You people. So again, I'm God, how do I go about this? Because again, how do I say things in a way that, because there's a line between doing things the way that it needs to be done, and then also having the wisdom that, there's a lot of people, Alex Jones is one of them, where the way he always came off, even Kanye, all these people I'm mentioning, because they were so They couldn't read the room. I'm too good at reading the room. That's the problem. And I maybe need to lose that skill. Right? Where like they said so many things, but like the delivery means that people are not hearing them, even if they're saying the truth. But I also don't want to become like a little wimpity wimp, like so many people today, where like everything has to be so sweet and cuddly and whatever. You know what I mean? It's like with Adam and Eve in the garden, right? Eve was all there talking to the snake and like entertaining the snake. Kill the snake. Kill the snake. Do you know what I mean? Kill the snake. Don't we have a little conversation to hear about how the snake is. No, God said to Adam, look after your garden. What is it? Watch over it and keep it. Yeah? You gotta protect this thing. And guess what? When you protect things, and you know what's so funny that I've been realizing in all my anime watching, right? And why I get why God did bold things like killing all the firstborn sons of Israel, of Egypt and stuff. Because he also did the same with Haman. Fast forward into the book of Esther. Once Haman had been found out on his plot to try and kill God's people, they killed Haman and all of Haman's sons afterwards. So it's like, you're done. And time again, right, I noticed this because of anime, and it's really frustrating that the Kingdom of Darkness has no problem entirely obliterating their enemy, being vicious, being harsh. And this was a hard reality I had to wake up to like last year or the year before, where I was like, you know what? I think it was last year. What kind of siren is that? What kind of siren is that? Anyway, where like the devil had to, what was I saying? Yeah, I realized that in this game of life, I can't just keep playing nice. I can't keep playing Mrs. Nice Guy, because the devil's not playing nice. The devil's playing viciously. The devil's playing angrily. The devil's playing relentlessly. So at a certain point, it's like the other people have set the tone for the game at this stage. You know, this whole nicey nice isn't going to work. You know, and I realize that, like, from even just watching TV, you always see that the evil side always plays brutally, and the good side, they'll always, like, they'll destroy people, but they'll, like, never kill them. And then those people that never got killed will resurface again at another stage. So it's just like, at a certain point, do you just need to destroy the enemy entirely? You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it's always the enemy who doesn't like killing people, and anybody ending up dying on the other team. But then the noble ones always want to like save lives, because like, oh yeah, we're here, but we have to like beat people, but we don't want to kill them, whatever. But then it's like, but then they always come back again, because that's what ended up happening in the Bible. Because even I've heard like some biblical scholars say that with this whole situation with Esther and Haman, and how Haman came back, that he was left over from the people that they were supposed to have entirely killed in the promised land. And God talks about that all the time, where they're like, people didn't follow his full instructions, similar to like what Saul did when he was disobedient. And then time and time later, people then regret their decision, because they think, oh, well, we've killed most of them. Then what are they going to do? And it's like, all it takes is one vengeful person left for them to rise up an army against you. And before you know it, maybe not in your generation. This is why I say we need to be thinking 400 years in advance. You know, the people that were, you know, and, you know, I've said this before about William Lynch, the guy who was, you know, explaining to people how they were going to keep certain group of people enslaved during the transatlantic slave trade. And I read the letters itself. He's like, this is how we're going to keep them enslaved for the next 400 years. They were not going to live that long. That was going to be their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. They were thinking of their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, and how they were going to shape the future for the next 400 years, how their actions of today were going to affect them in 400 years. And we today do what? We just have kids because it sounds like a nice idea. Oh, because they're a blessing, right? That's insane behavior. We're not thinking about, the Bible says in Proverbs 13:22, a good man sets up an inheritance for his children's children. That's just children's children even. And this is what I'm saying. Like, we have such a poor way of looking at time, and a very selfish way where we look at our time as in like our life. Oh, as long as I make it, like, this is another thing I don't understand, this obsession with like making it to retirement. This is one of those topics that comes up where I talk about, I don't know why people are fighting so hard to live. Like, you'll see anyways if I decide I'm gonna just have to YOLO it and just, but yeah, like maybe I could do this, what I'm about to say now, as a part 2, low key. Because what was I about to say? You guys will have to come back. I'll do another part in a minute. I'll take a few minutes to like think about what I was about to say, and then I'll circle back. But either way, I'm going to upload these 2 first, or at least this one, and then I'm going to upload the other 6 because it's going to get crazy after I remember what I had to say, because I did see myself going off on a slightly different pathway. Anyways, life's a game, was played to learn. I'll catch you in the next part, and like I said, brace yourselves for the videos that are coming. I might even like schedule them so there's like a good 12 hours before where these 2 videos go up, before those videos go up, because it's all about, like, I did this whole thing, it's called Welcome to My Funeral. It's just anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next part. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And goodbye.